Hey, welcome to this episode. If you are an avid wildfowler or bird watcher, then actually this is both for both of you. Even if you don't like the wildfowling, but you like the bird watching, then this still works. So early in the year, I sat down with my granddad John and spoke to him about his love for the pink-footed goose and how he got into wildfowling. A fantastic story, and it's really worth a listen. Before we just delve in, though, please hit the subscribe button, and so you can hear more great content like this. So let's delve in.
My first visit for evening flight with my two mentors for fowling, my brother Dick and Flight Lieutenant Gordon Ramsay, ex-bomber pilot on Lancasters. Both Dick and Gordon were in the Royal Air Force. They were both now demobbed and worked in Curtin and known as experienced wildfowlers, and they were very experienced. I was 17 years of age when they took me to Curtin Marsh, but I did not know about fowling. I did know about fowling from my father's experience. On leaving the raft, Dick and Gordon took me to Elderkin's gun people at Spalding, and after trying out a double-barrel 12-bore manual ejection, 2.5-inch chambers, £35. Part of the cost was borrowed from my father.
How did you find shooting that?
Eh?
How did you find shooting that?
Did well with it.
Did you?
Did with it.
Didn't smack you about?
No.
I remember.
Those Damascus barrels.
Yeah.
Right, now then. I was now equipped with my first sporting gun and paid 5 shillings, which I had to pay at the post office, so I've got a gun licence. We didn't have these things we have now.
Yeah.
And then if you're out shooting, the police stop you. You only say you've got a licence.
Yeah.
For a permit to shoot my favoured wildfowl. I had a few shots end of season 1945, because I didn't come out of the Air Force until February. Now I was called in July 46 to join the RAF and was demobbed in February 49, missing the end of the shooting season. Made a start from August the 12th, which was the old starting date.
Right, yeah.
Not September, August the 12th. We used to go on the marsh and shoot duck then, and curlew were protected.
Yeah.
Made a start from August 12th. I was crazy to get onto Curtin and from the marshes, but I was. I used to bike down. Then, during the summer of 49, I joined the local South Lincolnshire Wildfowlers Club and was appointed secretary before the 49 season had started. I remained as secretary until 1957. I continued to shoot with Dick and Gordon whenever possible, but went many times onto the local marshes on my own. In 1956, I purchased a brand new 3-inch Magnum 12-bore by Bland of London, named the Brent. Right hand half choke, left barrel full choke. Cost £60. A real goose hunter's gun. God, it was heavy bugger and all. After several years of use, particularly on geese, I sold it for £120 to another wildfowler in Boston. I then went to Newark and bought a side lock ejector, which I finished my wildfowling career. That is the 12 bore, and I passed this with all my gear to Daniel Goodship. My farewell to my beloved pink-footed geese was shooting my last goose at Red Barn, Sandringham Estate, on the 26th of December 1999, ending great and memorial days in the UK and Scotland and indeed a lifelong ambition. Okay?
Yeah.
That's useful for you, to you.
yeah.
You need to do any publishing.
Yeah. Another bit here.
Yeah, let's put that back in here with this.
Yep.
Because then you want to keep them, because they're for your office, you see, when you want to sit down and decide. Only if you do that. Put them like that.
Yeah, put in there. So, where did the obsession with the pink feet come? Because you love them.
You loved them.
Where did you know? Because you followed them.
Right. We didn't. When the reason we Gordon used to go around the marshes between Fosdyke and Sutton Bridge.
Yeah.
One day I was at Gedney Drove End in a pub. This it all started with the geese, and he was talking to a guy, and this man said, "Have you been to Hall Beach Dawesmere?" That's where me and Gordon shot our first pinkfoot on the same morning.
Yeah.
And it's all down in there, you'll see all that. And then Gordon, because my brother Dick had a car, and so Gordon had a car, and we used to share it to go fowling and this sort of thing. And he decided that we're going to go after the geese. And we wanted to be after the geese. Then we realised we hadn't got the right equipment.
Yeah.
Because in the end, Gordon borrowed an 8-bore, which he could down them with. And we went, and there was so many people, and you've probably heard me mention before the old professional fowler, Mackenzie Thorpe,
Yeah.
who's died. I've been to his grave in Sutton Bridge and seen it, got pictures of it on my iPad. And anyway, then that was really, because when we got there the first morning, there was thousands of geese, mile high, and these pipit poppers were trying to shoot them 15 times out of bloody range sort of thing. Anyway, we realised, Gordon, we said, look, this is no good. We want to come in the week, not at weekends, and that. So, but I was working at Dennis's offices at Curtin, and if I could squeeze the morning off, I used to do. And because Gordon was very good. Because on one occasion, he said, he rang me one afternoon. So in the end, we started to go regular. And we really got the buzz. But could we all get a goose? It was ages before we got amongst them. And I realised then that we weren't doing it right. So then, what
did you have to change?
I had to change the idea of going elsewhere than Dawesmere. Right. Then we went to Gibraltar Point, or rather Wainfleet Marshes, near Skegness, and there was huge numbers of geese there. And there was all feeding on Friskney Fen.
What, pinks as well as?
All pink feed, nothing else.
That's just pinks?
Just only pink-footed geese. Norfolk is the place, #1 spot on the east coast, but there was a lot come to the Lincolnshire marshes and did. And, there was a lot of geese. So, and I then was friendly with a guy, he's dead now, Peter Smith, who had permission to go on several fields in Friskney Fen to geese. And he used to go watch and see where they were feeding and that. And then next morning, on a Sunday morning, we'd go to this field in a bloody dyke with plenty of others in and everything, plenty of hiding. And the old geese who'd fed there all the day before, nobody ever shot them.
Yeah.
Next morning they came, lovely. And they're coming against the wind low and that. And we started to down them. Yeah. Some mornings we got 5 and sometimes more. And so that's where it all started. And then I got involved with Peter Scott, with Tony Cook, who's the decoy man at Tristan Decoy, which you'll read when you read that thing,
Yeah.
who taught me bird ringing and also working a duck decoy,
Yeah.
catching wild duck, ringing and releasing.
Okay. Yeah.
And then he was made curator of the Peacock Wildfowl Trust for Peter Scott, but then it closed because they couldn't afford to keep them all going. We then we started to get the geese further down towards Boston, Freeston Shore. And I remember when Boston United played Tottenham in the Cup, me and Alan Day, another man, a Spitfire pilot, he was one of my wildfowling friends, we went to this place and it snowed like buggery and we shot 9 bloody geese on this morning. You don't want many more than that to carry the buggers back with.
No, one to carry off the marsh.
Yeah, there we are. And then we started then. And then I started getting inquiries from businessmen in the Midlands. Could I escort them onto the marsh to shoot a goose?
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. And they used to pick me up, take me out for a meal the night before and all that in Boston into a hotel. And then they used to say, what, you picked me up at so-and-so? And they did, and took them down to Friskany. I knew exactly where the flight lines was. And we used to walk them to the best point, because we used to stand on the bank and listen to where we could hear them on the edge of the tide or wherever.
Yeah.
And so, right, come on, this way. Told them where to go, made them take the cartridges out of the gun and go, put them into position, then I walked back. And one morning I took them to between Friskany and Wrangle, and there was a lot of geese there. And I thought, my God, these aren't far out. And I got them settled down. I said, now look, don't mess about, keep quiet. They'll come to you. You need to come. They're not going to do anything else because they're coming out to feed on a field so and so and so and so near me. Because I'd seen where I was feeding.
Yeah.
And bugger me, this bloody is a surgeon from the Staffordshire hospital, and he'd got a gun. He'd never been goose shooting in his life before. And he took his carriages out, as I told him to,
Yeah.
and they got in position, and I would think 250 pink feet jumped, came straight at them, not as high as these buildings, and he went click, click. No bloody carriages in his gun. Oh, and he swore and effed and blown, and his wife said, and she was with me, hiding behind the sea wall.
Yeah.
I said, you'll see some shooting here. Tom Wardley got 2, and then Tom got me involved with other business people in the industry and that, and he was very good. Then he went to New Zealand, but I took him out on many occasions, and he took me to my first week's goose shooting, and he paid for me on the Solway.
Oh yeah.
And we were under Bill Powell, a professional wildfowler. And you know, you can't, no professional wildfowler can guarantee you're going to get shooting, because you're not.
No.
Because there's different buggers at it on the Solway. So that was on the Scottish side. Then thereafter, I went again, and then we went to the Tay Valley in the east side, on the River Tay. And I wrote to the secretary of the Tay Valley Wildfowling Club, said, yes, you're most welcome, we'd love you to come, and our president is prepared to meet you and show you, because they weren't allowed to shoot geese there on Sundays in Scotland.
They weren't allowed to shoot geese or wildfowl?
Geese.
Geese.
But there, we had greylag and pink feet, and a lot. And anyway, we had a bloody boat, and he took us out to an island in the middle, and there's some lovely little hiding places. And the bloody geese come for an hour, low down, flying just above the water, some of them, and I never got a bugger.
Really?
Didn't get one, and the shot I
Always
just
amazes me, innit?
Hey?
It always amazes me because they're like flying barn doors,
I
aren't
know,
they?
you should kill one every time you pull the
Yeah.
trigger. And anyway, I said to Alan Day, there was, and another guy, I said, well, I don't know what we're going to do. I'm not going to go here again in that same place. Well, you ought to do again and see what you've done wrong. So next morning I went in the same place and I got 6 buggers.
Cool.
And then again, and they got 2 or 3 apiece as well, with a bloody boatload to row back. And oh God. And then you see, what we did then, Dan, during the day, we would go up into the hills a bit, and these guys knew where the flight ponds.
Oh, yeah.
And we used to have a crack at a few duck then.
Yeah.
You know, really, really good. And what we did then, he had a little shooting break. We filled the bloody thing up on the way home to Boston, took all the cargo straight to a deep freezer on outside Boston, and they used to pluck them, draw them and everything, and put them in freezers.
Oh, yeah.
And all these geese, we used to go and get geese when we wanted them, man.
Yeah.
And you know, now, and that's it. These people. One bloke, he said, I'm going to bring in a friend in Wildfowling from Wolverhampton. I said, well, have you done anything before? I said, because I'm going to take you to where there's a lot of geese at the minute. That was that where Mackenzie Thorpe had got a little houseboat.
Oh, yeah.
And he used to take his guests, American service people, put them up and doing, they fancy it. And they got some. And he got a string of rings from here to you to the geese they'd shot.
Cool.
And well, I had several rings, a lot of rings. Got some, you've seen some.
Yeah.
But I've given the several away. And anyway, we went there, took these guys, and I said, now I'll put you behind the bank, because now the grey leg, there's a few grey leg about, they might come in, and they'll come in nice and low, but you don't know what they are, but if you see them coming low, and you hear them, because they don't make a lot of noise when they come in at night, grey leg don't, because they slide in and to roost.
Yeah.
Anyway, he'd shot 2 buggers, and he said, I've never enjoyed it so much in my life. He offered me £20 just to come in.
Do you really?
Right? And I said, no. I said, and anyway, he bought me 2 boxes of cartridges, nearly the same as pretty dear, because I was using all 3-inch cartridges.
Yeah.
And that, because I used to use this bloody Thomas Bland. It's lovely, I loved the gun, but it was so bloody heavy, and when I went, I have to use it for everything, like duck shooting, and it got a bit heavy, because when you're carting 2 miles across the bloody marsh, like we do like Snedisham or somewhere like that.
Yeah, I remember that's the same as that first semi-automatic I had. I bought, was it that Remington 1100 I had?
Yeah.
That was you used to have a wheelbarrow to cart that about.
Yeah, I know. They know, and then that's why I decided. A bloke wanted this gun of mine, and I said, all right. I thought, well, he's going to pay me 120 quid, I'll pay 60 for it, so I made £60 profit, didn't I? So I thought, that's fine, he was happy, he's dead now and all, and, you know, then I thought, well, I went to look at this gunsmith in there, and I looked at the gun, and that gun of yours, it was nice, and when you still got it, and I used that, and I shot a lot of geese at Norfolk with it, I shot a lot of geese on Friskin and Wayfleet and Wrangle marshes with it. Not a lot, but enough. You didn't want a lot.
No.
You don't want a lot because they're such marvellous bloody birds and what they achieve in what they do. But in the end of the day, that was it. And then Gordon Ramsay, he packed up and he bought a nice place on south of the Solway.
Right.
And he advertised it, full-time wildfowling guide, good accommodation, plenty of geese, plenty of duck and all this. And I had 3 weeks up there, in 3 separate weeks, and I never shot a goose. Well, there was a lot of geese shot, but I never got one. But got a lot of widgeon, quite a few mallard and that, so I enjoyed it. And that, and when it was, now, but you see, once he got up in Scotland, he wasn't going to come down to Dawsmere in bloody Holbeast and shoot geese, was he?
Yeah.
And that's what happened. And then when I got involved with your dad when he was married to your mum. Well, every Christmas I used to go and get a goose. Every Christmas, never missed.
Right.
Used to on Boxing Day morning. I'll guarantee your dad took me to a field wherever, and I should get a goose. And I got one. One very often I didn't get one.
Yeah.
I got 2, one sometimes 2. I shot 4 one morning.
Yeah, I remember that morning.
Yeah,
I remember.
I shot 4 at Anmer.
Yeah, it was on Anmer, yeah.
Anmer. Bloody come, they kept, I could have got long, I could have got more,
Yeah.
but I said to myself, why carry 4 bloody geese off, and if you get another 4...
You got all the decoys to take as well.
Yeah, all that, yeah I did. And anyway, that's it. But I would say that wildfowling to me was my most enjoyable of experiences.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed game shooting, rabbiting and all this with your dad and that.
I love the rabbit, and that's the bit I miss about home.
I loved that rabbiting with your dad. And then my brother Dick, out my dad's bedroom window in King Street, Curtin, on a snowy day, he always had some Brussels sprouts in the garden, and the bloody wood pigeons would come and settle and eat them. Yeah. And I've known him get 4 or 6 wood pigeons in an afternoon, shooting them out the bedroom window with a single barrel 410.
I used to do that out when I was at Sherwood.
I know.
With the rabbits.
I know.
From the house,
I know.
with the air rifle.
But this is the beauty of it all. And the thing that appealed to me, it was something that a lot of people have never experienced.
Yeah.
They've never experienced what there is. There's the danger in incoming tides. I've been cut off before, and that, and I've fetched a dead body off the marsh in Friskley with the police, and a man wouldn't take notice and keep going out, and the tide got this size on him, he never got back. And he died round, and but it was not only that, it was just those birds have come a long way.
Yeah.
And they've all, and they live in family, they're families, they're lovely families. And I thought, well, but then of course it came to a bit of game shooting with the old gun, and I could shoot them. And even your dad got me a trip on the cock day with a bloody duke.
Yeah.
At Sandringham. And at the end of the day, the last wildfowling trip I had was with you the night you shot a widgeon,
Yeah.
or 2 widgeon.
2 widgeon, wasn't it?
2,
Or a mallard and a widgeon? Was it
and
a mallard and a widgeon or 2
I could,
widgeons?
I could.
can't remember. I got over the night.
It took it all my, and it was when your mum was at that little cottage in Snettisham, wasn't it? Not Snettisham.
No, she lived in King's Lynn then. We were in Lynn then.
Oh, I was in them, right? And I had one hell of a job to get back to the car because I'd had enough.
Yeah. It was a long
And-
way out there, wasn't it?
Eh?
It was a long way out.
Oh, bloody hell. But I've been to that place at Dersingham, through that private road and straight down the bottom, and I've sat on that side of the seawall, and the bloody geese are nearly settled on you.
Yeah.
But-
Do you remember that Christmas? And there was a video. They videoed it. Remember Mr. Lewis trying to get up them geese?
Oh, yes.
And they would just come over the hedge, wouldn't they? Almost touching it.
Right. It was unbelievable, wasn't
Just,
it?
yeah, they were just almost touching the hedge, weren't they?
Yeah.
Hundreds of them. I remember.
Oh, they were coming across, going out to feed further down the road towards Anmer.
Yeah.
And they came, and if you had been in that dike there or something, you would
That hedge
have.
had been all right,
Well,
wouldn't
you'd had a birthday, wouldn't you?
it? Yeah, yeah.
You-
I remember that's, we had a video camera very long, that big old video camera. And I remember Mum videoing that, or Dad videoing it, one or two.
Yeah.
That was Christmas time, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. It was Christmas.
Yeah. Because you were there.
I was there looking out the bloody window at him,
Yeah.
wishing I could be across the field.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, well. But you know, it's like, as I said to some people yesterday, I said, Daniel is in the Territorial Army, he's a busy little chap, he does all this, he's also a self-employed, he's a gamekeeper, runs a nice little private shoot in Suffolk. I said, he's doing all right, I said. Because I didn't know about the new baby on the way.
No, yeah.
Bloody hell.
Busy now.
Oh, yeah, well, got a little one. When is it due?
January the 14th.
Oh, Christ. Well, she said she wanted another, didn't she?
Sarah always said, and I said I was all right with just the one, but
Yeah.
yeah, no.
No, it'd be
it's all right,
nice
mate.
though. It'd be nice. I hope he's a little boy, I do. But
Well,
I'm not bothered.
I've looked, little boy would be nice, so I can take him shooting, fishing, and mucking
Yeah,
about.
of course you
So
can.
I'm sure Poppy will do the same anyway.
Yeah,
But I'm sure
yeah.
I think with mum's influence, it'll be horses and
Yeah.
hounds.
Something like that, yeah.
But the other hand, it'd be nice to have a little girl just to make life easier in the house.
Oh, it would.
Because we haven't got a big house.
No,
You know,
no.
rooms, at least they can share the room.
No.
Where the boy's going to make life a bit
Oh,
harder.
I could a
Not
lot.
only that, I've got all the girls close to at home.
Quite,
So
yeah.
otherwise, it's going to be chuck out. So
Yeah, no, you don't. You go out. No, oh well. Congratulations, mate. Well, if you know, in that little book there's a lot of information about birds of ringed and that and wild and where it was taught ringing by Tony Cook. And not many people who decoyed ducks, you know,
No.
in a proper decoy. And not many people. And
I've used them. I remember using them.
and I've had the pleasure also of going into the wash with the punt gun.
Yeah, I was going to ask about the punt.
You know, I've been, you know, it was an old Wildfowlers professional tool, and we bought Eric Lane, who I used to shoot with a lot. He bought this gun. It took £1 a shot, and it was a.
That's a lot of shot in it. Pounds of shot.
And you had to prime the bloody thing.
Yeah.
With a primer to start the going
The
and the reaction and the gunpowder, and then out it go. And I never get.
Was it a hell of a bang?
Eh?
Was it a hell of a bang?
Oh, hell of a bang and smoke,
Yeah.
and shot the little bloody punt back,
Yeah.
and we shot it. Well, the only time I've ever seen it shot was at a party of Widgeon. There was about 50, and we got about 25 of them
Did you really?
with one shot. Yeah, and you've got to go with a cripple stopper
Yeah.
to kill them, any of them, because they start running away, a lot of the wounded do.
Yeah, yeah. Did it kill many of them outright?
Hey?
Did it kill a lot of them outright?
Oh, a lot of
A
them.
lot of them.
Oh, yeah. Well, Halls, the people who I know, my father knew, and used to go down and take photographs of them. He's known them when they've come back with 15 geese on board they shot.
Really?
Killed them, all of them. They were very good. They're fishermen as well. Lived on the sea wall. a curtain marsh towards Fosdyke. And but my brother Dick, he started wildfowling virtually as soon as he could bloody hold a gun, nearly.
Really?
Yeah, he was something about it he loved. And him and Gordon, because Gordon Ramsay and my brother Dick Marshall married two sisters. Gordon divorced. Dick's wife is still alive. She's 94. Because I've had, she's got two boys who they never had bother about me, but I did get a card on my birthday from one of the boys, and he said Mum's in the home, which I know she is, but she's causing trouble, and she's on the verge of not being there much longer. That's all I can say. And you know, so that's virtually it. Really, I wonder.
Do you do anything with the koi pews?
Hey?
Do you do anything with the koi pews? You didn't get involved with shooting the koi pews and bits and pieces?
No, I didn't.
I remember Dad talking about that.
I know I didn't. I never got involved with the koi poo and that, but because I mean, sort of gamekeepers, they get involved with all sorts of things that affects the job. Do you mind?
Yeah, I didn't know whether.
No, I didn't.
You did the marsh or not?
No, I've never really. I don't know whether I've ever seen a bloody koi poo. I must have done, I think, but I've shot pheasants on the marsh and hares.
Yeah.
Often got them, but I was always afraid if you start banging off before you got to your position when there's geese out there, you were there for the geese, not to shoot a pheasant or a partridge or anything. Mackenzie thought would, he'd shoot any bloody thing. He would, but he's a humbugger, he was. He was, God, me and Alan Day went one morning to Shep White's, that's between Dawesmere and Fosdyke, and he was there. "Oh, you two, what do you want then?" he said. "Oh, is there anything about Mackenzie?" "Oh, we've come to get a goose, you can get one. You won't get one there." I said, "Oh, all right." And we walked about a quarter of a mile up the bank and got onto the green marsh and got down. And anyway, there was a small set, there was 7 bloody geese come low across the marsh, and Kenzie, he could call geese to him.
Yeah.
And he hadn't seen them until they got nearly past us. And he called, and he turned them, and they come straight to me and Alan, right low, and he said, "There's 7, and only 3 went on. We got it right and left each."
Did you really?
Yeah. And then, bugger it, he's language. God, he was bloody mad when he shot at him. So he'd done the calling, getting them in what they came to us, not let the buggers go over us. Oh, we had some bloody do's. So damn it, we did.
How many times did you go without getting something?
But most times, I've gone 12 times without pulling the trigger. It's a lot. There's a lot of people to say bugger this job. But I never.
I got 4.
I always remember that it's not getting what you don't get to kill everything. You go for the solitude of the bloody marsh and this sort of thing. This is why this poem, Tide's Ending, what Watkins did, it depicts exactly what that man thought about wildfowling. He was possessed with it, and he wrote some bloody good books. Because if you ever get the opportunity to buy Tide's Ending, and another book, his wildfowling book.
You had it, didn't you?
Hey?
You had it.
I didn't have it, no. I've never had the Tide's Ending. I borrowed it from the library, and I've read them, but that Mank of the Sky Gypsy is a story about a white wild goose, pink-footed goose. And Boston Stump's mentioned, and Boston, and Old Beach, and everything, and Foxy was the little gamekeeper wildfowler who said he would kill the bugger, and he did. But, like he he killed it, it fell in the big creek, and he went tried to get it and drowned.
Yeah.
He went out the tide with the bloody goose.
Yeah.
It's a really good story, but it starts at being born in Iceland at the net.
Yeah.
It's bloody good. I've read it 2 or 3 times.
Was it you who told me they'd stopped shooting them in Iceland now?
Yeah, they're protected now.
They're protecting Iceland. aren't
Protected, yeah. Oh, that's why there's so many, Daniel.
they? Yeah.
There's thousands come now. Last, because I got this. I was surprised when I got to this month. Lincolnshire Bird Report,
Yeah.
2018. They're always 2 years behind. And when you look at, and so in Lincolnshire, Gibraltar Point, Frampton Marsh, Friscony,
Yeah.
and you'll be amazed in the number of geese that's there now. It wasn't a few years ago. There's no end of bloody geese. I don't know that they're shot in Norfolk still much, are they?
Yeah, I think they're still quite sort of. It's a hard one, isn't it? You know, you think when you get to like 50,000 geese trying to get in one field,
Oh,
what the
Christ.
hell do you do?
Well, they go into the nearest other field, don't they?
Yeah.
Because they can't get them on. But and if they're not shot at, they'll keep coming till the bugger's empty. The fields will.
Yeah, and paddle the rest down.
Well,
around it.
absolutely. Because some mornings I was a bit late going. Dad would say to me, right, go so and so, and go down there, and then turn left, and there's a nice little bit of cover there. And I got started going, and the wind was that way, the geese was coming this way. They were just above the bloody edges, and of course I'd have been down a bit further. I should have shot him before he even got there. But it was often I didn't get. I enjoyed doing it though. It was bloody lovely. I did. I used to look forward to that trip, Boxing Day trip to Sandringham. Well, I was there because it was Christmas time. We were staying with you,
Yeah.
and that time we and your daddy you'd have me going. Here you go. You take me and say, right, what time? I said, oh, make it 9 o'clock. And because by then it's all over, because they come out about 7:30, and by 8 o'clock they're bloody well feeding.
Yeah.
So, but I used to hang on as long as I could, so I'd get a shot if I hadn't got one. But anyway, it's all right. Oh, I'm bugging me, mate. Oh, I'm pleased then. That's very nice to come to see me and bring me that picture
Yeah.
of that little one. Well, bugger me.
Yeah. We've got a long way to go yet.
Oh no, it is done, but it isn't that far. It's all right. You tell to look after yourself.
Yeah. Sure.
Oh, I do. Oh, our little one will be thrilled to bits, won't she?
Will something to play with.
Oh, she'll be thrilled to bits. She will indeed.
Well, that was my granddad. I hope you enjoyed that episode. Just a little bit before we go, if you know anybody who would be a great fit for this, whether it's anything, whether it's wildfowling, hunting, fishing, shooting, bird watching, conservation, if they've got an interesting story, I'd like to hear it. We are going to lose this as we get older. We lose people we love, and these stories are going to go to waste, and it's a shame to lose these stories. So please, like I said before, if you haven't already, subscribe, like, share, comment, all that jazz. And if you know somebody, please get in touch. Everything you need to know is below in the description. Thank you very much. Ta-da.